Hi everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Paolo and we're back again doing our healthy cooking course. So I was thinking to myself, what could we do today to use up some of these beautiful fresh ingredients? Now I thought salad. Growing up, if my mother said to me we're going to have salad this evening, I think it conjured up ideas of some very floppy lettuce, some soggy tomato, maybe a bit of cucumber if I was lucky, and something that didn't really taste very good. But today we're going to use all these lovely ingredients to make two lovely salads that can be a side salad or it can make a main meal. And they come from different ends of the Mediterranean. So we're going to start off with tuna niçoise. Tuna niçoise comes from the town of Nice in the south of France, and then we're going to move along the Mediterranean and we're going to make a very typical Greek salad. So I just want to talk to you through some of these lovely ingredients. Now they're all things which I bought myself. I've actually started getting some herbs in the garden now, which is great. So for the tuna niçoise, it's built around this lovely tuna here. Green beans, the eggs, and I've got some nice big Welsh free-range eggs there, tomatoes, onions, and some of these lovely herbs and some olives. So we need to get going on that. Let's find a nice bowl to put the nice big bowl here. So this one, we're just going to construct this salad as we go through. The first thing, as I say, we've got this tuna. This is tuna which has been in spring water. We don't really want to have the one in sunflower oil. It's already going to be some oil dressing here. So again, just put this into the bowl. This is pretty easy to do. Now, tuna niçoise often has potato in it. And I'm aware that for some people, trying to control the amount of carbohydrates you have is really important. So I think this time I've left it out, but that's an optional. And if you're going to put potato, put new potatoes which have been boiled. So we've got the tuna in there. The next thing, we've got these eggs. I've got a couple which I boiled a little bit earlier, and these need to be in half. These have been boiled for 6 minutes, so they're nice and firm. But if you like them a little bit runny, 3-4 minutes will be absolutely fine. So let's just lay those into the bowl there as well. The beans, these are some French fine beans, absolutely lovely. And I just boiled those just long enough so that they're still firm and still got their shape about them. So in go the beans. This is easy, isn't it? Really easy. So the beans are in there, and already you can see we've got some lovely colours going on. The next thing is the lettuce, and we're just going to cut this lettuce here. 1 second. And I've washed everything before, so please don't worry. Down the middle. You see, isn't that beautiful? Off with the ends, and again down the middle here. So there's probably going to be enough with just that one. Now the amounts we're using here is enough for 2 people. If you're having it as a side salad, it'll go a little bit further. We've got a choice of tomatoes. So these are some lovely vine tomatoes. Then I was in the shop the other day and I came across these. Now these are all different coloured tomatoes, different shapes, plum tomatoes. That one looks more like a grape. These ones are very yellow. These are traditional sort of plum, little cherry tomatoes. A couple of plum tomatoes in there. So to do those, I think it's going to be lovely. Again, we're just going to halve those so they look, just bring some extra colour. But if you want to use the vine tomatoes, I did the recipes, they're available for you if you want to get in touch with us. And while I'm doing this, I always make a little reminder that if you are changing your diet, please always speak to your doctor or your nurse before you make any changes. This is all very healthy ingredients, but changing diet, also you just need to take some advice before you do that. So if you like tomatoes, this is fantastic. Let's give this a little stir here. There we go. Oh, I'm going to try that one more yellow one, and we'll go on one more red one. It's up to you. It's up to you. I much prefer to use red onions. The taste of a red onion tends to be a little bit sweeter. It's not so harsh, and they just look great. So we've got some nice onions cut thinly, and make them into rings. Now, one of my favourite ingredients is the olives. I was in a supermarket the other day and they were selling these great big jar of Spanish olives, and it was £1.10 for a massive great jar. There's 450 kilos of beautiful black olives in there. So remember that they're in brine, salty water, so if you don't like anything too salty, we're going to put seasoning in afterwards, but be careful about the seasoning because we've got the tuna in there which has got the salt and these olives. So I think that should be enough. I'm just going to give them a little rinse. And they can go in whole. They just add another little dimension of colour. The next thing, we're going to add some herbs. Now these are chives, and I actually got these out of my garden. I couldn't believe it. We're in March, just at the beginning of March, and these are already coming through. So just with a pair of scissors, I'm going to try and get them all in the bowl so they don't all fly here, there and everywhere. But as the season goes on, if you're growing some herbs, it'd be absolutely lovely to use your own, and they go in there. And some lovely parsley as well, and that smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put the parsley in there, mix it all up. So you can see all these different colours. It looks appetising. I always say we eat with our eyes. If it looks good, it's going to taste good. So we need a dressing on that, and we're going to make a very simple dressing with olive oil and some red wine vinegar. So I've got this lovely bottle of red wine vinegar here. A splash of that in there. Not too much. And you do this according to your own taste. Some extra virgin olive oil. But I just wanted to show you, I've got this as well. I found this in the shop. It's avocado oil. And the fat content in this is more or less the same as the olive oil. So it gives you a slightly different taste if you fancy that. So in goes the olive oil. And let's mix that up very quickly. So that started to emulsify, so it thickens it up. If you want to put a little twist of pepper into that, we put a little twist of pepper as well. That's up to you how much you want to put in there. Just gives that, and it's always best to have the nice coarse pepper. I'm going to pour this over the top. Now, I haven't put too much, but that's up to you how much you want to put in. I've got some lemons here as well, if you wanted to put lemon juice in, just to give it that little bit of sharpness as well. But you've already got the vinegar, so I don't know, it's up to you entirely how you want to do that. So this is a tuna niçoise, all the way from the south of France. And if I show you that, it's very quick. It's taken us 5 minutes to make that. So we've got the green beans, the boiled potatoes, the olives, the lettuce, the tomatoes and the onions in there, and with that tuna. Now if you wanted to, you can put a little bit of anchovy in there as well. That will give it a bit more of a fishy and salty taste. I think there's already enough fishy tastes going on in there already, but again, it's totally up to you. But that's enough there for a meal for 2 people. Right, we are now going to be moving along the Mediterranean and down to Greece. Just before lockdown, one of my holidays, I had a lovely holiday in Crete, and the different Greek islands are very proud of their traditions. So if you say a Greek salad, they say no, but we eat a Cretan salad because it's typical where they're from. But again, we're going to use some of the same ingredients. And what I like doing, I think I've mentioned this before, is when I go shopping, I don't go shopping for meals. I go shopping for ingredients, and then when I bring the ingredients home, I decide what I'm going to do with them. So we've got the same sort of ingredients going on here for the Greek salad, and as well as the tuna niçoise. Again, it uses local products. I've got a nice piece of Greek feta cheese, and feta cheese, as it says on here, is a soft cheese made with pasteurised sheep and goat's milk. So it's something a little bit different. It crumbles, it's got a really nice taste to it. And I've seen Greek salads where they literally just put a great lump of this on the top, but for this one we're going to just make it into some little cubes. Now, this is quite salty again, so please, if you're adding in salt, be careful that there's some already in there. And we'll put it on around the bowl. What I love about Greek salad, my favourite thing, is how you cut the ingredients. Now just get that little bit of plastic off there, and it's not uniform, it's bold cutting. One, and what I find is if you turn the cucumber around as you cut, you get these nice chunks. And this is Greek salad's about chunks. So if you remember that, what you're going to eat a chunky salad, and the chunkier the better. So they are absolutely perfect. So in they go. Same thing with the tomatoes. So no fancy cutting here. We're going to take out chunks of the tomatoes, and nice ripe tomatoes. Can you see again, we're building up some amazing colours, and there's no particular way. These are nice and ripe, they're easy to cut through, and we have some beautiful colours going on there. And if you want to put in a bit of lettuce, we've got the leaves here, and I'm going to just cut those up really fine to go in there. Don't have to put lettuce, you can put peppers in here as well if you like peppers. Up to you, it's your salad, not mine. Nobody's going to come round and tell you that you haven't made it exactly the way you should make it. The onions are lovely, you have to have onions in there. Okay, so again, we're building taste, we're building textures, we're building flavours, the colours. Oh goodness me, my mouth's watering, seriously. And my favourite ingredient, as I said, the olives. So I'm going to pull these out. You have to excuse my fingers, because just otherwise we're going to have to tip the whole jar out and get the olives in there. I'm just going to wash off the salt. Now, You can either put these in as they are, or just run the knife through them to make them a bit smaller. Me, I can't get enough of olives. I just love it. I never get fed up of eating olives. So some of them are broken up. Again, this is look at this. This is absolutely wonderful. When we season it, again, very careful with the seasoning. Little bit of salt. This is Himalayan rock salt or sea salt. Please don't use cooking salt. It really isn't very nice. A little bit of pepper. The other thing, from the different islands or from Greece, they put in local herbs. Now this is oregano, and oregano is absolutely key to a Greek salad. It is absolutely delicious. If you've got fresh oregano in the garden, that's great. Otherwise, the dried oregano. And I remember when I was in Crete, even having tea which was made from different herbs which were growing on the island. It was absolutely delightful. And again, this time we're going to use the lemon. These are lovely big lemons. The best lemons you can get are from Sicily, Sicilian lemons, which are very, very sweet. And these are pretty juicy. If you don't like the sharpness of the lemon, some people don't, then try it with lime. But lemons just give that extra little bit of bite in there with the flavour. Oh, I love it. And the smell is incredible. I wish you were here, really. I seriously wish you were here. So we just pour that off. There's a little sort of pouring lip there. Got this lovely, lovely lemon juice going on there. And the finishing touches, a little drop of olive oil. So as I'm finishing off, I'd just like to thank the Olive Trust Wales, who facilitated this, and the National Lottery, who funded it. It's very kind to them. Thank you very much for attending. It's always lovely to welcome you into my kitchen. I hope in better times, when the lockdown's all over, we can all meet up. So let's look and see what we've made today. From the south of France, we have the Tuna Niçoise. As I said, that's a meal there for 2 people. And we pop down to the other end of the Mediterranean, and this is a typical Greek salad. Again, lots of the ingredients have been very similar. I hope you've enjoyed coming along today, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you very much.